Now we go all the way back to 1930. Two great players, two great personalities, and it's going to be great to talk with them. Would you please welcome firstly from Collingwood, Harry Collier, and from Footscray, Alan Hopkins.
Legendary Collingwood rover Harry Collier played 15 highly successful seasons with the Black and Whites before dropping the curtain on his illustrious career in 1940. After all those years bursting out of packs and kicking goals, nothing could have prepared Harry for that telephone call to say he'd won a Brownlow.
Well, I got a terrible surprise, a happy surprise. You know, I was really shocked. I was home there with my wife, just about to get a bit of tucker, and I couldn't eat any tucker after that. You know, it was such a shock, but it was a very pleasant surprise.
For more years than he'd care to remember, 81-year-old Harry and his wife have left behind the chill of a Melbourne winter for the warm, salubrious sunshine of a Queensland one on the Gold Coast. Spending 3 months of the year up north, only a stone's throw away from the Bears, the days are now filled with rest, relaxation, a bit of gardening, and of course, a yarn over a few beers with his old cobbers about the days gone by.
Alan Hopkins will always be remembered for his bow-legged stance, which earned him the nickname Banana Legs, and how the history books cheated him, running second in 1929, 30 and 31 for the coveted Brownlow medal.
Albert Collar beat me in 29, Judkins won in 30, and Aidan Bunn won in 31.
A lot of water has passed under the bridge since parting company with the Bulldogs in 1934. For several years, Alan and wife Nell were at home with the cows, helping out on their son-in-law's dairy farm at Yarrawea, but of late have found greener pastures in the peaceful country town of Cobram, situated on the banks of the Murray River. It's here, at 86 years of age, that the determination and stance remains, for instead of gracing football grounds, the little dynamo still continues an active life, cracking a golf ball around 9 holes at Barooga Golf Club, or takes pleasure potting the black in a serious game of 8-ball at the local senior sits.
I wouldn't say a good game, I'm only a scratcher, but I enjoy it, no worries about that. I meet good people and I have a lot of fun, play a couple of times a week, Wednesday afternoon and Sunday morning.
After 61 years of marriage and a handful of grandchildren, it's amazing where the years have gone. For it only seems like yesterday to Hoppy that he donned his long white shorts and caused havoc with the opposition.
Well, 59 years is a long time to wait. Let them wait no longer. Firstly, to Alan Hopkins. And now, Harry Collier. Harry, now just be quiet for a moment. I want to talk to Harry. I know you haven't, that's what worries me. Harry, 6 premiership sides.
Yes.
The one that interested me was 1927, when I think there are only 3 goals scored in the whole match, 2-13 to 1-7. What were you playing on?
That's right,
mud heap or
yeah, it
something?
was a rough old track. It had rained all night Friday night. The water was about 1 foot deep on the top. There was a bit of talk of the game being abandoned for the day, but mudlarks, as Collingwood were known as then. Of course, we won the bout, like between the selectors and the delegates, decided to play the game because the league, as usual, didn't want to lose the bloody money. Anyway...
Next question, Harry. Next question. Jock McHale, a legend, but how would his tactics apply today? Would he be successful?
Well, Jock, he wasn't a great footballer, I believe. I didn't see much of him, but as a brain man in football, McHale would hold his own anywhere. I'd say Jock would have been a champion coach still today. And then you compare him with a fella like, what they call him, Kango Kennedy, and at the moment, Kanga don't know where he's going.
No, they're having a bit of a bad trot at the moment, but never mind. The Coventry brothers, Gordon and Sid. Who was the best?
Who was the best?
Who was the best?
Well, I'd say that's a pretty difficult question. As I remember, I think old Nuts Coventry kicked 1,299 goals. Well, that's bloody hard to beat. After being a player for 18 years, rubbed out in his last year for 8 games, he would have topped the 13,000. And then, when you think of old Sitter, he's been the only captain to captain 4 premierships on end. See, I see blokes sitting around here tonight. There's a bloke in front of me here, Dickie. He captained 3, but they never got to old Sitter. So I'd call that a dead heat.
On the subject of brothers, did you and your brother Lita plan games at all, or did you just run out and see what unfolded?
No, we got our nuts together occasionally. Now, I know what you're meaning or thinking.
No.
But,
You don't, actually.
no, but Albert and I, like, we were, you know, pretty keen. You know, we were keen on the game, and we were naturally Collingwood kids living across the ground from the ground and the school, and every minute we got after school or any time at all, see them training, we used to watch the top players, and we'd always do a bit of studying up, especially at a Thursday night before any game. Old Leet and I, and we had 4. I nearly lost my teeth then.
You okay?
Yeah.
If you could stop in a moment so I can have a chat with Alan, but go on.
Well, I was just going to say, we had 4 other brothers, Pinky and Bluey, and Bill and George, and they all tried to play football, but I'd say Lita and I were the luckiest. I don't know why, but we were the luckiest out of the 6 to play football. Thanks.
Don't go away, Harry. Don't go away. Just stop talking for a moment. Alan.
Yeah.
Footscray champion. The difference in those days between the VFA and the VFL, was it great?
Oh, it was a big margin. Sandy, it was a different type of football altogether, really.
Was it that great? Because in 1924, Footscray, did they not whip Essendon?
They beat Essendon.
Footscray were in the VFA.
VFA, yeah, and they played a charity match, Footscray and Essendon, for the charity match it was, and we knocked them off. Knocked Essendon off because Essendon won the premiership that year, but they had a different system and they got beat in the final. So that's the system was spent percentage-wise, you know, and they had the best percentage, they became premiers.
Now, you'd never been to the MCG?
No, I hadn't really.
So how did you get there?
I walked.
Why didn't you take the tram? Now, go on, tell the truth.
I was frightened to get on it because I might have got lost. So I walked all the way from the Flinders Street station to the Melbourne Cricket Ground. And I thought, oh, the crowd's going that way. It must be down that way somewhere.
That nickname, Banana Legs.
Banana Legs?
That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
Oh, yes, but I wasn't Banana Legs. I was Pleasure Bent.
Oh, golly. Did you want to say something, Harry?
Yeah, I would like to say something. When I was a kid, Hoppy was an old man.
I beg you, see? You're bloody only 3 years old and young.
Oh, well, you looked older. Oh. I can remember at Footscray.
I'll go and sit down.
You'd see this old bloke
This old bloke, what do you mean?
in the middle when the ball was bounced. Next minute down the forward line kicking a goal. Next minute ball bounced again. Where'd you think Hoppy was? Down defending the goal. So he was a real champion, and I've always thought that Hopkins, in my thoughts, truly should have won that medal, you know, on his Pat Malone when we were 3-tied. But another little thing I'd just like to say, no, just a minute.
Sorry. Stupid of me to even
Just
talk.
a minute. Anyhow, we'll put the quid in if there's extra quid to pay. Mr. Kane will pay it. What I wanted to say, Sandy, was the year that Footscray knocked off Essendon, who do you think was captain and coach? Con McCarthy from Collingwood. We'd given to him.
That's right.
Right?
Well done, Harry. Gentlemen, Thank you both very much. It's been fantastic, and congratulations on at last getting your medals. I think we should also invite the other recipients to come up on stage, as I asked Ross to come back briefly, Ross, and I'm sure from the VFL's... Excuse me, Alan. It's unbelievable, isn't it? But from the VFL's point of view, a marvellous success.
Yes, Andy, it's been a great night of reminiscing, and it's fantastic to listen to the stories of these older guys. They seem to get taller every year, don't they? A foot of water on the ground, can you believe that? I'd like to give a special thanks to Channel 7 for covering this night and making it really something special for these Brownlow medal winners. And certainly I think we should go out on a congratulations to all the recipients of the Brownlow medal. And Sandy? Excellent idea. We just happen to have some champagne here, ladies and gentlemen. If you would charge your glasses and let us propose a toast to the Brownlow medalist. You'll get yours in a moment, Alan. The Brownlow medalist retrospective. Thank you and good night from the Southern Cross. To the Brownlow medalists. Well done. Hip hip. Hip hip.